wanted to flashly reflecting this anime to the end. Change plan due to I am addicted to reflecting this anime to no end. I am bad at reviewing an anime, bad at judging things. I always seems like I am to force my opinion, my judgment, my thinking. It's normal though, many people being like that, but I don't like it. That's why I'm calling my talking about anime a reflections, because afraid to call it reviewing. But part of it is still reviewing. Not so confident about review or reflecting. But Cover Night last arc, though I really am not sure about what I talked about in the last arc. Not because there is no content, scared that I will not completely talk about it all. Don't expect that these reflections will completely reviewing and judging what elements, what part, such as commentary or anything, as white and black, because simply I am bad at it. So I will simply reflecting my thoughts about Cover Night, but even reflecting I'm still bad at it. It would seems like it is complete nonsense, ranting. Still, I wanted to talk about Cover Night because until the end I don't understand Cover Night. The reflections is very unorganized, unstructured. So many points said at a time of saying this. I am not yet edited, so I am not sure if I will edit this bunch. I will see if I am lazy. I will put entire episode shuffle a bit without timing it or words because it's too much. But after a while, last sentence I have been somewhat decided. I will put it sometimes is related to words and some we should not. Cover Night has style of directing and contents that I don't believe to be shown in Cover Night. It means sadly unable to talk about all of it. It is shame for quality anime such as Cover Night to not completely talk about all the elements, sections, but blame me for incompetency in my part. A ride that filled me with questions, disappointment, and surprise that is Cover Night. One of the few endings and base scene I have seen in anime is in Cover Night last arc. As an anime, Cover Night doesn't fulfill its duty, sadly. Fillers of Cover Night kind of waste viewers' brain. Some of the fillers, like Shirakawa and Arisa. This quarter episode I called a filler. Cover Night is not carefully planned constructions that similar to Sakura So, its Book of Ventura or some other near slideshow anime. Sure, there's some symbolism, many character, but it doesn't mean that everything has meaning that leads to something. Sure, because source material of Cover Night from the manga, in the first place, when adapting from light novel, light novel have to describe everything. The director had to work more because has to work more to realize the scene, work more to realize everything else that happened. But manga have something already, and sometimes it's not a bad thing, but sometimes manga doesn't being that manga being a solid block that already placed for the anime to easily adapt it from the manga. That's not the case for all of them. But the case for Carbonite is, but that's just a little part that, but the main part of Carbonite that is not planning is the whole kind of drift and turns towards each little episode between arc and Chirakawa. This kind of arc, Arisa made episode in reality. Carbonite is like jabbing some social comments, some relationship dialogue that sometimes leads or not to something. But if you really are in fiction wise, there is nothing could be of much value that much. Like Nana, as I recall Natsuna, due to laziness, Nana show only fun side to Ko, as later on answer the questions of these things really is plain. At the near ending, some predictable, convenient happen, which is not bad thing at all. In reality, events events of what happened a lot in Carbonite try to tell some socials, something comments, something uses too much of the anime assets. In fiction's wise, screen time, fiction's assets, some quarter episode, so the the Shirakawa Arisa, a boy vampire, became used for the sake of discarded. In the in the end, we do know that Yofukashi is serious about how, about reasons of what is vampire, background of Ko, of vampires, the pursuers. The message that Carbonite wanted to say in mid episode, as I really like to say direct hit to the soldiers. People all have their own illness. We just have to learn to live with that. Action, backstory, or how some character is doing after the part ends. Left and failed. Maybe left for seasons 2, but this is too much to be overlooked. I could criticize this part. Many convenient, unreasonable actions, character that we don't care about. My hero story of why is he suddenly doing what he is doing, going to the school in night. We know just his background, and my hero end up scared like normal person, left wonder what role did this character intend to. At the end, we don't know. When I reflect, I only did in season 1 for season 2. See only roles in this 13 episodes only. Shirakawa, a first lady that seems to have some roles later on, just appear one time, maybe more at ending, we didn't know. After the interaction with Ko, if she is the same, is she getting better with life? Or is it just not a character that isn't that important? The same can be said with Asai. Sure, fiction doesn't need this character to be present all the time, and this might just be used for a purpose of realisticness, but it doesn't make the world of Yufikashi look vast opposite, feeling suffocating about the character that disappear, feeling if disconnected. Point my theory of vampire in the first place. Vampire Carbonite seems to give off tend to be realistic. There is different grip of vampire, but did we know only see few of them? Vampire that use social status to get blood, like Siri used job Nana message vampire that didn't drink any blood like tissue that Ko grip see in the night. It's quite obvious that the anime is trying to show how being vampires in all good since silly cases which comes out of nowhere and quite all over the place and not so fair, not so good at executions. People that haunted vampire detective, basically classic vampire systems for the taste blood based on how each people feel at the moments. Remember how in the past Nana used to have go of taste each feeling of cold that he felt. By episode 11, shown fact about vampire might have been questions about or not different toward more philosophical terms, differences per perspective of each character, different perspective of people towards supernatural elements, supernatural entity that is vampire, how each little different belief of suppressions, good, bad, could see vampire in a totally different way, good or bad, of being painful monster, boring, or cool or fun. Nothing is defined, however. Sure, nothing that is absolute being vampire in the world. Certainly turns to being savage, slice of life vampire, at face that would be healing, not caring about much reason. Of the night. Then purple that normally use. Purple means fun, and modern dreamage. Orange means realistic at last. That's what I think it shows the obvious. About something might be wrong here. Fiction's topics never goes for so far either. In Yafikashi, in the sense of Ko, we did just see Ko being nearer to Nana since second arc, but drift into revealing the truth about vampire did we only see last episode that clearly drifted about the true feeling of Ko and Nana and to finally developed. I say a lot of these, I will say it again. Yafikashi had used much episode, much scene, convey some realistic ass message, abandon the fictional side. In turn, fictional side is kind of mess, lost a lot of attention from me. The thing I questioned Carbonite came true, being vampire, that paint as beautiful escapism in Carbonite in practice has the downside to it. Being immortal for what think drinking human blood or as being vampire it's boring. That series wanted true fan trends. Carbonite hinted these things before being vampires and all that beautiful. Many anime I often do not say outright about the voice acting or artistic choice. Ungo the unpredictable detective. Her voice acting surreal in the space between dialogue. When she talk, phrasing her character is obvious in her standing. When Ange talk with Ko episode 12 of the events which we know, which maybe I watch not so much anime, I can't say if it's good or not, except Durarara. This often see slice of life of New Gen goes toward this much depth and political turn shifts through this kind of anime. At first, I think Jahi-sama Nagatoro Shigimori. Think of Carbonite modern mini Three Kingdom Town slice of life themes. While there is two-person theme of two people, of people who hates human realm and want to be vampire. Think of being vampire is hell. It's extremely judge based. That's when gray perspective arrive. If this anime might go on being like Durarara or anything in season 2 having people being like three kingdom, trying to hunt each other, trying to be in power or anything like that, become a kind of interesting. But I can't completely say much of his anime being completely that way, because it just start to change towards the arc force, or the arc that I'm still reviewing. Opening almost implies all of the journey of Code throughout, how he thinks vampire is fun, and then got lied and watched reality from present to the past and gets at being vampire again. His entire decisions being revealed in opening of the anime. The ending arc not the most perfect open. The new can of worms for us to explore new thing, evil detective, vampire. I think this direction, despite opening the whole new world, still just left out at that opening. Don't actually goes beyond. Doesn't actually go beyond just the concept that for really an anime ending, I have to go minus on this. The turns of events between Hatsuka and Rice may means very welcome to the NHK Edge type of ending that didn't complete reserve things. At the same time, we learn a lot. We're at the. It means like Nasuna just trying to gather, Nasuna trying to make Ko fall in love, well, Ko trying to fall in love too. Very welcome to the NHK. Like we're trying to gather. We are the middle arc 2 and 3 doesn't being that much fulfilled as a slice of life. Either many moments feel forced and all over the place. Events unrelated leads to the ending that just opened a whole new world. The ending seems to me a revival ending for Yufukashi, that first being mediocre. Different between relationship of vampire human and vampire vampire. Direct hits onto social covenant, but in actual value of watching for enjoyment, I questions. At first I think elements supernatural would be just in the background and focus on the integration of what happened. Interpretation of what happened turns out bluntness of putting what is vampire is intentional all this time. It was genius. I was a bit off cold night trying to hit on socials too much, that it impede the flow of focusing on what really happened. The situation of Hatsuka, that about gender problem, which really have no problem about that. Human can't actually understand each other completely, each person difference, even if there isn't any barrier between gender, that is other things, so we just have to endure and try, even if it's a little piece of understanding, it's worth it. Many message of Carbon Night made me think, isn't necessary judge as better that way or not. Yofukashi is feels anime I've seen. That direction of the anime is very flexible. Change, shift, in turn to more political, deeper human nature. Questions with the same theme as Chigi. Unlike Chigi, maintain a lot of tone night despite reveal some of the game-changing fact, so you're not feeling disconnected. Doesn't shifted anything visual style, character thing, and feel like watching the same anime at the same time. Not the same anime, the same as Ko think it was just a dream. Such genius directing. But the first few episodes of Golden Night just show this kind of socially sarcastic, talking about some social stuff in all the way in the first place. So the shift in tone is kind of already prepared since then. Rather understand stances of Cover Night that a lot of people talked about romance disregards the process of having fun together, talking and stuff, rather focused on less stuff, focused on serious about loving each other without making it feel natural, having some to have tactics feeling like you're in Kakisama all the time. Covenant is not about Ko and Nasune. It's not the same Covenant I like. More Covenant progress on part of all the character PV problem than status of Nasune Ko relationship. Feel like Covenant is just mystery anime that astonish conclusion, but Covenant charm is not the mystery. But I feel like it just being another heuristic reference or giving off. But I still isn't clicked with these kind of things as much. Having quite fun with mystery aspect though. From the looks of it, Ko is already being vampire because he jumps super high. Like King being vampire is not showing any sign. Ko might have been already, and vampire Rayan is to connect. Nasina haven't drink Ko blood for quite a long time already. At last, it's not about vampire stuff, it's about understanding each other, thinking flexibility is. First episode say, night is the time of freedom. This view stuck on the frame of judging. Midnight boring. Vampire stuff still fit on to the background. Anime show a lot of indefinite. The flow of life being uncertain. Being vampire could be pain, bored, or even it could be fun with the right people. To get this deep into the concept of episode 13 of Covenant, abrupt, put Nasna relationship and Ko with these doors around them. With vampire stuff at last to the basics, it's about these two. Being vampires and fun, rather it might actually be not turbo monster. Would think as monster the same to be said about human everything in the bow. Certainly turns to being savage slice of life about vampire at first that would be healing, not caring much about reason. This point is now being political. In Covenant first few scenes use the color palette of orange yellow indicate the other sides of the night. In that reality that they belong, Covenant episode 10 background stylish seems like Kagero project. I have not for a long time seen animation of talking person in anime this cool. Covenant directing the character behavior, appearance, the same shot, underskirt for fan service, the voice acting. It feels like the detective Death Note game like I with Onesan. In this anime, being vampire means to escape from reality to be free from being painful being human. But we have already looked over the fact of being vampire also be painful. Episode 11 if Covenant might be famous, but I don't really use any social media that much. But wow, wake up to the reality. There is a lot of people that's scared of being vampire because they don't know a thing how to suck blood. It is not all beautiful, pretty, simple message. As ill as introduction to the new villain of Anko. I think Shirakawa episode was dark in this anime, but this is more. The problem of Kawanai that the punchline of the anime is jumpy all over the place, doesn't have consistent while telling the story. Shirakawa appear on the episode and I disappear for at least what I can see now, almost the whole anime. Some of the punchline might be wow in Call of the Night, but at last it is not being coherent enough with the continuous events that happen. Rather, Call of the Night consistent with elements of message, a vampire of reality philosophy, which is another way of our review. Call of the Night is another high tier slice of life anime in terms of production value, contents value. You should watch it. One of the most impressive scene in the anime came from episode 12 for me, right? Man Call Up in the shadow of Kursai, Komi-san, Harem Sad. When I flopped perfections to the second half. It's kind of like this kind of anime. The process of Call of Night, slice of life mystery, quite mediocre, ending is banger. The character standing of Ko quite clear with his Ko choose to not care about this vampire. Detective decided to be a vampire with Nazuna. I don't understand Call of Night. All the red-hit social comments, one after another. I still can't get Call of Night. Not in a bad way, in fact, I wonder to myself what Call of Night really tried to say. This decisiveness hits at the social's cold growth darkness of the anime. Very much remind me of Welcome to the NHK, although ending is heck of convenience. When Nazna talked to Vampire while tone shift to be political deeper. But fiction's terms of Yofukashi no Uta still very anime-ish. Cutting the score a little because throughout the wonderful message of Call of the Night decreases the watching value as an anime medium. If you ask if I would recommend Call of the Night, yes, of directing value, animation topics, discussions as an anime Call of the Night lack coherent, lack many things that magneting me to watch an anime. The score of Call of the Night Lost Ark is great and outstanding. Too outstanding.